depends on which direction it's coming from, I suppose. 1,000 meters away from our destination. All right, so we have made it to Smokey Hollow Falls. All right, folks, so luckily there's internet connectivity where, for most of the Bruce Trail actually, but needless to say, I was able to do some online research, and we have two possibilities for this structure. And I'm gonna keep walking here because it's really bloody noisy. So, option number one is it's an old homestead that was used in the early 1900s for the Boer family sawmill, which is also part of Rock Chapel, which we've just recently walked through. And the other option, which, considering its location right next to Highway 6, is a station for another Incline railway, which Hamilton had, if I read correctly online, at least 7 of them. So the Wentworth Stairs was one location, and there was at least a couple others, and it's reasonable to maybe not assume but guess that that could have been some kind of a station or control place for another incline station. So anyhow, a couple possibilities. Feel free to do your own research, and if there's somebody out there that is more familiar with the Hamilton area history and this particular location, feel free to leave those in the comments. We are back on the trip and 6 kilometers to go. So we have just entered Clappison Woods, and as you can see, it's another dried up water source at the end of the year. Nice little entrance for the woods, however. Imagine following that creek along the way. Just a wee bit of erosion.
Just a wee bit. We crossed up top of that hill, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking earlier about how you can hear the highway through the trees. Back up where we had stopped for our little break there. It was quiet.
Yeah. Now we can hear it again.
You can hear it again.
Yeah. Oh, there's a nice spot for a campsite. Another little trail. So we've been showing everyone how, maybe hilly and smooth some of the trail is, but as you can see here, it's not quite like that, and very rocky, and definitely have to watch where you're stepping. Not too many flat spots. And random shopping cart. Nice little view though. So the one thing I will definitely say about the Bruce Trail is it has all kinds of terrain. So anywhere from paved community trails, old rail trails, and dirt paths, rocks like this. Yeah, lots of different types. And just to show slightly different perspective, so there's a little bit of a descent there. Still kind of following that creek. So we are somewhere under 3 kilometers left of our day, and we haven't seen anyone on the trail since we crossed Highway 6 in Hamilton, and even that was kind of like a one-off. And it's just really peaceful and pretty in here. Just a few birds and scurrying squirrels in the leaves. Rob and I we each had a little minor tumble, not quite tumble, like we stayed upright, but there was a section behind us where the ground was completely covered in acorns, And between the loose acorns and leaves, we just kind of lost our footing a little bit. And then of course that brought up the earlier debate about which works, the acorn or the chestnut. So depends on which direction it's coming from, I suppose. And we are on the west side of Snake Road. So we're unsure at the moment if we're still in Clappison Woods or something else. Probably something else at this point. But just enjoying the view.
We are working our way towards the Grindstone Creek.
Thank you. Fungus. That's a fungus. Almost looks like zebra mussels. Grindstone Creek, by the way. So we have agreed not to do any further measurement of how much we have left to do today in kilometers. We did, however, agree to establish that measurement in hundreds of meters. So we are 1,000 meters away from our destination. Sure. And we've been following this very lovely creek for the last little bit. And if I were to guesstimate, it is the runoff from Smokey Hollow Falls. A little bit more of this as the sun is in its final hour or so. And we'll be taking in a set of falls before we call it a day. Last hundreds of meters, however there may be. All right, folks, we are in the final approach to Smokey Hollow Falls. So these are more of the rapids section. And yes, there are stairs, but some very cool rock formations. And if I remember correctly, so the falls are, you can see where the lights are.
Yeah.
The falls are actually tucked in behind there.
Okay.
So this is all just runoff and rapids as part of the river / creek. So trail wise, we actually have to go up to the top and then along the top edge, and then there's like a lookout point. So unfortunately, folks, with these falls, you don't really get the chance to get really close. And I know it's a little dark out, but you can barely make out the falls right about there. You can see some water coming down.
Oh, I see them up there, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the falls. A little bit more huffing and gruffing and up the stairs, and then I will bring the camera out again, but I don't want you guys to hear what I'm about to do. Alright, so we have made it to Smokey Hollow Falls. We have clocked in 20.5 kilometers, 570 meters of elevation gain, and just about 9 hours of total time on trail. So unfortunately this viewpoint is not really the greatest for viewing the falls, but still really nice. Ah, what a day. So yeah, it's been a really long day for us both. The views were beautiful. We had a beautiful day, like despite the fact that it was like, you know, -1 overnight. Warmed up really, really well. Yeah, it was a really, really good day out. So hope you enjoyed the journey today with us. Stay tuned, hit that like, subscribe, and bell buttons because there's more coming, of course. More views like this. More anecdotes from this guy.
keeping us going out here tonight.
Yes, yes indeed. So until then, folks, as always, hope to see you out on the trail. Till next time.